Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Charles from Nature's Mimicry, and I wanted to give an introductory video on the farm, myself, and how everything kind of started and came to be, and why we started this YouTube channel. So with that, let's dive into it. So I guess it kind of starts with a car accident that I had about 5 years ago, and with that I had some injuries that took some time to recover from, and it gave me the time to think about the thoughts that I feel most of us have, and that is, what can we do in our lives to make them feel satiated, to make them feel complete, whole. What can you do to make yourself happy, and what kind of life can you lead? And so with that, I had a lot of thoughts and journeys with it, and kind of came to the conclusion that I didn't want to work for a company or corporation that usually doesn't pay you what you're worth. I didn't want to be confined inside of a box. I didn't, it's hard to even put into words now. You're gonna have to work your entire life, no matter what. And so I kind of just decided I wanted to do it on my terms, in my way. And with that, I really just came to the conclusion that I wanted to buy a chunk of land, and I wanted to buy a truck for that land. And with that land, I wanted to somehow, some way, make money off of it. At the time, I didn't care. I didn't necessarily know what. And so I put a lot of thought into that, a lot of research, did a lot of reading, and I stumbled across a book called Dirt to Soil by Gabe Brown, who's a farmer out of North Dakota, Bismarck. Said that funny. Anyway, and it, in short, is just a story about how he comes across this style of farming that's called regenerative farming, and that style of farming has a core set of principles that you abide by, which are plant diversity, animal diversity, soil health, and localized impact grazing. And the idea, it's all similar to self-sustaining farming, to permaculture farming. There are differences, and if you try to tell people they're the same, they're gonna correct you. And we can dive in to all the differences later in later videos. But to continue, so I really dug this style, tradition of farming that, the principles really imitate, or I should say mimic, nature, hence the name of the channel, Nature's Mimicry. And so I did even more research and read more books, and then from my wreck and my life in general, I was handed a pretty lucky hand of cards to where I got some money from that. My wife is just incredible, has a great job as well, and with that, I was able to, get a chunk of land and a truck and a dream, right? And so, I kept on studying and learning, and when you think about it, there are an infinite amount of possibilities you can do with your land to make money with it. There's like, just from vegetables to animals, to, harvesting. If, like, per se, I have a bunch of wild blackberries, you can, make jams and pastries and all, the thought process is endless. So it's hard to decide where you want to start. And I came across a gentleman on YouTube named Joel Salatin. So started listening to him, started reading his books, and of course he has a book that was, I believe, written in the 90s. It's called Pastured Poultry, and it's a book about how pretty much, if you have a chunk of land, anybody that wanted to could raise chickens and sell them for, money and make a living off of that. And he kind of goes through and shows and explains how that's possible and the process and steps you take for each step in the process, from raising meat chickens, from birth to the butcher, and it really kind of struck with me, and that's what, for me, I decided to choose for a number of reasons. Number one, chickens are going to be a little bit cheaper to start than, per se, cows or goats or something like that. Their infrastructures that you need to build to have them are going to be cheaper. And the commitment is only 8 weeks. It's not something you have to take care of year long. So and it's can be something that's, seasonal. And so, yeah, that jumped out to me. It fit in exactly with the style of farming that I wanted to do and practice. So, yeah, we got the chunk of land, the truck, a dream, and an opportunity that I am forever grateful for. And so last year I did 30 chickens and had 20. Well, I started off with 29, and 23 made it to the kitchen table. And this year we're gonna do 300, and we'll see how many make it to the slaughtering table. But yeah, I guess in a nutshell, that's kind of my story. I work a full-time job on top of this, as most small business owners do when they start out. So I'm always tired, but that's okay, because it's such a beautiful gift that I've been given, and not many people, I feel, can get this opportunity. So I just need to get off my lazy butt and get after it, And why we started the YouTube channel was obviously to and capture the journey, but maybe inspire a few people. Sorry, the wind's starting to pick up. Inspire some people to, if not take the same journey, but maybe lead them to a way to find their own journey, or just, entertainment. And my mother, she loves to come down to the farm and stay with us every week, and she's pretty close to retirement age, and I think at that age you start to wonder what you're going to do. And so she came up with the idea of, hey, let's start this YouTube channel about your farm, and see where it goes. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Obviously, if you liked the video, give it that thumbs up. If you didn't, that's cool as well. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll catch you guys later, okay?